What's going on, YouTube? We're back here with another video, and yes, you read the title. I am in fact making this video, and this is sort of like a joke video, but also like semi-serious video, because there actually are some valid criticisms I do have of the game, but to be honest, I just thought it would be funny if I made a video like this, considering all that's been going on with EA the past couple of weeks. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, Mlb The Show 26. I can't do it, bro. I can't say the words. I'm gonna start laughing, bro. Listen, SDS, bro. We need to have a discussion about the game. There you go. That's better. Obviously, Mlb The Show 26 has been probably out of the Mlb The shows I've played consistently since 22. It's probably been the worst out of those in terms of content and servers and just overall game. Now there are there's definitely a way for them to bounce back, but I don't think it's gonna happen in this game. Mostly because I think this year is just we're at the All-Star break this year, and I just really don't have any reason to get on the game and play. Yes, I could grind the All-Star content and get it, but like 99 Cody Bellinger came out, and that's usually a card that I'm so excited for all the time in every Mlb The Show game. And he's not bad this year, but he's also just like, first off, I'm pretty sure he's almost as expensive as the last year's collection, which is fucking crazy for a Legends and Flashback collection. Second off, it's the second Cody Bellinger we've gotten. Which, I know, the jokes are themselves. Oh, we've gotten 7 PCAs and 9,000 Cody Bellingers. But I'm not actually as mad at SDS for giving us a Cody Bellinger, because what were they supposed to know? I mean, did anyone think Cody Bellinger was going to win All-Star Game MVP? I sure as fuck didn't. And if I did know, I would have been very happy. Luckily, I got to World Series and sold them before he won All-Star Game MVP. But this is sort of like a problem with them not having a backup plan in case something like this did happen.
Ball two.
Because there's definitely a bunch of legends you could have done flashbacks for that have won All-Star Game MVP in the past. In the instance that a player who already got a very high rated MVP card, a very high card in general, won MVP. Like, what happens if Mike Shaw would have won MVP, or if Aaron Judge won MVP? I mean, it just would have been. It would have been like Kyle Schwarber last year, except that one was free, and you could use the 98 you got to you could have put him into the program and then gotten points for the 99. Again, I always think game companies, when they do some All-Star Game type content, they should always have a backup plan in case something goes wrong like this. But SDNs, they're very incompetent at making the game, unfortunately. So it's kind of like, is that also leaving? Or it's not. They're very just I feel like they don't know what they're doing sometimes, which is there a new person in charge of making the game this year? Did they did Ramon leave the company or something and no one knew about it? Because I truly don't think, comparing from is that 30 innings of an 8? Okay, no. Compared to last year, I really don't know how the game has become so bad this year. Yeah, overall, I just think SDS really hasn't done a good job at any aspect of the game this year. I think the last time they did well was the strike zone change. In my opinion, that was the last time I truly did think that was a good change. But the servers not working for most of the year, the content being very underwhelming most of the time. I mean, when Sean Figgins was announced as new legend and the Mariners got fuck all, I was I was kind of pissed because I thought Ichiro was going to be one of them, and he wasn't. So...
Runner! Ball! That pitch is out.
Why did PC get the worst jump of all time?
He's out!
That's like another problem. Why do my guys get the worst jumps ever? Like, I don't understand this game sometimes. Like, I have 99 CL and 97 C. And that's an out. Oh my god. Fucking love this game. Also, gameplay this year is just not good either. Like, it wasn't terrible in 25. It was really good in 24. But, like, holy it keeps getting worse by the year.
That's a ball.
Like, I don't know, again, who is in charge of making the game play itself. But my god, are they bad at their job. It is. Like, they're not good. I'm sure that's it. They are terrible at their jobs. And I don't like saying this because I don't work in the gameplay industry. Or, like, the game development industry. And, like, make games. So it could be harder than it looks. But genuinely... You could have copy and pasted the gameplay from last year. You could have copy and pasted the whole game from last year. You could have same fucking menus, same gameplay, and just added different cards, and it would have been perfectly fine. It would have been better than this. Because I think last year was actually a very strong MLB The Show, in my opinion. I actually enjoyed it a lot. There wasn't that much wrong with the game. But, you know, I think that was the first year without Game Pass. Maybe it was this year, actually. I don't completely remember. But, yeah, I thought it was a very strong year last year, and I was very excited for this year. I thought the content was good. I thought the legends they brought in were very, like, welcome additions.
Ball! That's down!
I don't know what the fuck happened this year. Like, I don't know what happens. Like, I mean, they brought in a bunch of new legends. They brought in Adam Jones, who hasn't gotten a card. They brought in Justin Madre, who didn't get a card yet. I mean, we're probably going to lose most of these guys' rights after this year anyway, to be fair. So it's kind of like just, well... I don't know if SDS is just, like, fucking going through something. Like, I don't know if there's, like, personnel changes going on. I don't know if they got bought out by EA and something, and now they're in charge of it. But, you know, it's just... I'm trying...
Inside, ball two.
I've been really trying to understand what the fuck is going on. Exit velos this year have not been the greatest, along with PCI triggers being objectively worse than it was last year. Like...
Hey!
Me up right now. Did you seriously just sidestep me on a fucking... I hate when people do that. It's actually so fucking annoying. I suck. I don't really care if I lose this game. I mean, like, the switch hitting, like, my main problem with this game, like, again, is just how fucking bad the content is. Like, we have gotten, like, 10 switch hitting catchers in the last month or so. Like, did they need to give us this many? No, they didn't. But they did, so...
Two.
Also, like, you couldn't have just made Bryce Harper free. Like, when he hit the cycle. You really couldn't have. You did it when everyone else hit milestones. I don't know why this cycle is so much more important than everyone else's. And he's not even good either. The fucking home run derby card's literally better than that one, in my opinion. Like, price-wise, and, like, actually just how he's not that much better. That's a hit, by the way. This guy's really good at the game, honestly. I need to figure out, like, where he gets his, like, hitting skills from, because holy shit, he's locked in right now at the plate. Like, I used to think SCS was one of the better game studios making, like, major titles. You know, I thought they weren't the good guys or anything, but I thought they, like, at least cared about their community a little bit. I've kind of lost a bit of trust in terms of that, because, like, half those I shouldn't have fouled off, and then I drew a walk like that. Like, that's so crazy to me. Is that an out? Oh my god, man, not right now, game, please, guys, come on, that's literally a fucking great swing. always thought of one simple solution. Like, you should just play, you know, if you play well in your career mode, you get a good overall. So like, say if one season you have like 58 power against righties, and then you hit like 15 home runs against righties that season. I feel like they should bump your power versus righty up without you having to manually put it up. But but there's also like a regression system to this. Say you play.
Ball one.
You have like 98 power against righties, and then you go in the season and hit 2 home runs against them. Maybe that might drop the power against righties down to like an 80 or 85 or something. You know, I feel like that would make it so, you know, one, it feels a lot more realistic because players do go through those type of seasons where they just lose the ability to do something. Like, say, maybe one season they're a really good fielder, then the next they're not very good. Maybe one season they're very good at stealing bases, and the next they swipe like 2. Or say they have like a really good power season, and then they go to him like 5 home runs. I thought that about every game, you know, so in 2K you have a good shooting season. Obviously it's different because there's an online aspect to it, but, you know, the solution is you can only do it on the Hall of Fame. And that would entice people to play on the higher difficulties more and make it so people actually, like, played my career except for just getting VC and shit, and, you know. Like, Madden, just no one gives a fuck about Superstar Care anymore. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think a single person has cared since Madden 08, unfortunately. Maybe like the longest year when it came out. No, wait, that's the Adam Sandler movie. But
Hey.
I do really hope in the future that a sports game takes this idea of playing by progression, or progression playing, and, you know, they use it. You know, I just think that'd be a fun time. It makes the game more fun to play. I feel like it's actually rewarding. I feel like I'm actually playing how my players should be. But, you know, again, this is all just my opinion. And I'm some fucking dumb hillbilly from Connecticut who doesn't really know a lick about how video games should work to the broader public. So, you know, it's just kind of me spouting. Or at least have, like, the option to change it. You know, you could either say, alright, well, I want to buy shit, but it'd be nice to have the option to. It could take longer, but at that point, who really cares?
Hey.
Also, I would like to see, like, an expansion on storylines as a whole. I think they're a very good, you know, concept. And obviously, they had the Derek Jeter storyline in the year after he came in the game. Why didn't you do it in the year he came out in the game? You know? Would have been probably a better idea. But, you know, again, I don't make video games, so maybe I don't know anything. Oh my god. But I would like to see, like, an expansion, maybe either doing all new legends that come in the game, like this year we could have done on either Pujols' career or like Felix's career, or do it on like dynasties sort of teams, like maybe again like the Dynasty Yankees, maybe like the Dodgers of the past couple of years.
That's out.
Like just something like that, you know, to just give people an extra reason to play the game, because it's kind of just there for Negro League cards, and that's literally it.
Got him.
And, you know, I would like to see maybe some more additions in terms of game modes. Maybe bring back mini games from MVP Baseball or something like that. Maybe bring in like a new type of game mode or something. Trying to think of something. Like, I don't really know. But again, that's like, I'm not the one making the games. I'm just saying you could definitely Mike Tyson. Like, you could 100% make this game so much better than it is. You don't have to be like the other game companies. You can just...
That's a ball.
You could be the game company that actually makes good sports games for once. You know? I feel like there's a lot of... I know it goes against what I said earlier.
Hey!
And goes against what a lot of the big voices in the community might say. But, you know, there are a lot of talented people working at these companies, and I feel like they definitely have the creative ability. I don't know if it's,
That's a ball.
you know, the higher-ups that are, like, not letting them do this, or if they just don't want to. But, you know, they definitely have the ability to add these sort of features into the game and make the game overall as a product more fun. Yeah, Jacob Lads is fucking disgusting. Also, Jesus. Again, sometimes I want to see for the next Mlb The Show would be a gameplay progression system that rewards you actually playing the game and not just doing anything. And you get points for it again, like hit a home run versus righty after you select like a certain challenge. Like let me explain it in depth here a little bit and try to make it a bit more sense. 'Cause I'm not really explaining it that well. So if you before you go into every MLB The Show 26 Road the Show game, you have the option of picking an attribute and specifically doing challenges for that attribute. Say if you need contact versus righties, just get a hit versus righties. You need power versus righties, get an extra base hit or two off it already. Now if you do significantly worse against that righty, like either you strike out twice against him, then maybe you won't get anything. You will get, say, what is it? You strike out twice against the righty, you lose contact or power or stuff like that. Or if you get caught stealing a bunch of times, then you lose some stealing attribute. In my opinion, this makes it would just make it more fun to play. And I think the main thing about the show is just kind of like mindlessly playing exhibition games, getting your attributes up to you in the World Series in your first year, and then just never play again. And I think that could at least like give like a little bit of longevity for it, even if it's not like the entire year. You know, it gives like a couple months for us to like just mess around in it. Number 2, minigames of the sorts and/or an expansion to storylines. I would love to, again, see more storyline content. If not, give us minigames back so we can just fuck around and do shit. Number 3, legend moments. Legend moments not tied to Diamond Dynasty, like, say, like different type of players. Like, once a month, if you get, like, a batch of moments for, say, like, Troy Tulowitzki or Albert Pujols or, like, Mickey Mantle or something like that. Like redoing some of their best moments, like, and then you either get like exhibition card like that, or you get some other type of reward. They make maybe like a classic team version of that player's team. Now again, I know like some of the rights that's difficult, but you know it's kind of just like it's an idea. You know, it's not a foolproof idea by any means, but it's still an idea. Number 4. Just make franchise fun. Like, franchise, it's like, it's fun, but like, it could be a lot better. I would like for them to add some of the depth they had in previous years, such as, you know, being able to, like, do your ticket prices so you can earn more revenue to sign, like, free agents, stuff like that. Or maybe add, like, goals for a certain player, like, if you want them to really like improve in like in a certain way, then you just kind of set a goal for them, and then maybe they'll get more. They like a signing like bonus, or basically. So if they hit like 20 home runs this season, maybe they'll train more and get their power up to try and get 20 home runs. Just something like that to add, a bit more of, life to the game mode. But that's really like all, There's obviously a lot of problems with this game. I can't really talk about them all in one video because it would just be like 2 hours long probably. But, I don't really think, unfortunately, this game has much, life cycle to it left, which is unfortunate because, again, the game's life cycle is not even halfway over yet. But content-wise and gameplay-wise, it does feel like it's almost over. Obviously, just a lot of things that went wrong this year, and some of that is SDS' fault, some of it isn't SDS's fault. But yeah, hopefully next year, really hoping the game's good next year. I will continue to keep playing it and making some content on it from occasion, but like, it just sucks that the content just isn't where I feel like it should be. So yeah, that's really it. If you guys want more of these type of videos talking about some other games, maybe I talk about like 2K or something like that, maybe like some Fortnite or, other games that you people have problems with that I also play that you would like to see me cover. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye bye.